intelligence that we can all tap into at any given moment. This metaphysical mentor is a wonderful journey where we basically, and I'll ask you all to choose your mentor. Maybe you all know already who your mentor is, and you can even repeat that later with different mentors. You know, you can re-listen to this recording and have different mentors, but it's like someone that it's that's sort of like a role model to you. Somebody could be somebody through history that, you know, like I said to you before, like I was always fascinated with Einstein and his theories, and kind of tapping into not just his knowledge but also his energy, his essence, what he had to bring. You know, he's got an essence of spontaneity, of kind of living in his own creation, in his own world. You know, and it could be somebody that you admired, like, you know, a great grandmother, a great grandfather. It could be anybody really, you know. It could be, and it could be also a character, because the way, you know, transcendentalists described it, and the way I've heard it being described nowadays too, is that whenever we as a collective create a consciousness, you know, a character like Hercules or you know, the Greek gods, and we endow them with certain characteristics, they immediately kind of become alive. They begin to live in this universal mind. They begin to live in the web of consciousness. And people even say it's like we truly do create them. Like if you've ever seen that the movie Her, when there was a software. Remember there was a software, and then she was kind of expanding and growing the more she was existing. They say that consciousness becomes like that. If a collective creates the consciousness through their mind, the consciousness is now alive. It can actually exist and expand and grow on its own as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even if it's a role model that is based on a god or a goddess, it can be Jesus, you know, for you. It can be, if you're a religious person, it can be that. It can be Lakshmi, anything. And as you tap into that, you know, I'll guide you to communicate with them and not only get their knowledge and what they want to teach you. You can ask them questions, but also get and embody their energy. You know, if they've got a particular energy, like I really want to tap in, I don't know, like Goddess Lakshmi and the, you know, the essence of abundance and beauty, then that's where you kind of interact with. Yeah. Has anybody heard of anything similar before? Or done anything like that? No. Ooh, like I said, my great-great-grandfather worked for Emerson. Oh my God, perfect. So it can be actually Emerson. Yeah, can be actually Emerson that you tap into. Yes. So before we start, I ask you all to bring up your mentor. It'll be one at a time. So, and don't be surprised that it's funny, because it's happened in the past where you get there and suddenly somebody else appears. Don't deny that either. It could be that as well. It could be that you get there and somebody else that you admire, or some other mentor or a great grandparent suddenly appears. Let it be, you know, because whatever is emerging from the universal field is maybe there to support you in this phase of your life, in this very particular moment. So don't deny it. And like I said to you, you can kind of listen to this recording and change it up every time. So that's it. Do you have any questions? Anyone?
I do, Desi. Is that kind of what they refer to the Akashic records? Is that kind of the same?
Akashic records is different. Okay. It's more, the Akashic records is more about what I believe it's that we all have a number, and there's a big book with our destiny. Is that it, David? Do you know much about the Akashic records?
It's kind of like the cloud where we keep all our information.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that's what I heard as well. Like everybody's information, and whatever downloads you have from whatever's happening to you, and all the possible outcomes are all sort of recorded. But you know, it's been said that nothing is set in stone, that we're constantly changing our destiny. And even if we were, you know, for example, to have a 90% chance of going one way, if we alter something in our lives, suddenly we can completely go the other way. But all possibilities, like, you know, if you imagine if it's a circle, then you've got like, you know, 365, I don't know, in a year, 365 days, 365 possibilities, you know, that sort of thing. And that's all being recorded in the Akashic records. Is that kind of like that?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, David. Sorry.
I see the Akashic records more like a library of the history of someone's soul's experience.
The past too.
Yeah, a lot of wisdom and past, almost like the place where if you've learned a lesson, if you've understood something, it kind of gets recorded in that place. And sometimes some people maybe have the ability to tap into some of that information and bring it down, and others are really disconnected. I think in meditation, we start to open up to it naturally. Sometimes I like to imagine there's like a librarian up there, like a little elf man or woman, like making sure all your information and records are nice and safe. You got to know the password to get in.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's more of the soul's imprint, right? Whatever's been going on and whatever might be happening as well. There's something about the number, and yeah, it was interesting.
I haven't heard the number thing before, but maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I heard something about there was a number, like everybody has a number, and that was
it's like your social security number, but for your Akashic
it's
records.
So weird, right? Yeah. It was bizarre, but I've heard it in the past of one of the Akashic record, when we did like a group thing. I remember she saying that you all have a number that is like recorded in the book. I don't know, but I do believe in that, though. I do believe that we create we carry the soul's consciousness and memories and lessons learned and all possibilities. It's kind of all right there. You know, everything is sort of, we can tap into that. With this one, it's more that anything, it's very similar. With the Akashic record is your own personal, whatever you've gone through from all past lives. And with this one, it's more the universal mind. So anything that ever was still is. So whatever has happened, whatever information there is out there, it can be Elon Musk creating at the moment, you know, the new, it can be the newest scientist invention, whatever's gone out. Even in this moment, whatever's going out, it's being kind of locked into this matrix, and it's there for you to access and download.